Hi everyone, welcome to Tricker and Academy YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing well. This is Dikshant. I come up with most important MCQ on relation and function. These questions are very important for CBSE board exam. This is all about me. Now let's start the question. In this question, you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. For the given relation to be reflexive, if 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4 R belongs to R, then given relation is reflexive. But only 2, 2 are belongs to R and 3, 3 and 4, 4. 1, 1 is not belongs to R. Therefore, the given relation is not reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if 1, 2 is belongs to R, then 2, 1 is also belongs to R, but 2, 1 is not belongs to R. Therefore, the given relation is not symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if 1, 2 and 2, 2 are belongs to R, then 1, 2 is also belongs to R. Therefore, the given relation is transitive. So correct answer is option C. Again, in this question, you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. For the given relation to be reflexive, if 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 are belongs to R, therefore the given relation is reflexive because 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 are belongs to R. Given relation is reflexive. For symmetric, if 1, 2 is belongs to R, then 2, 1 is also belongs to R, but 2, 1 is not belongs to R. Therefore, the given relation is not symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if 1, 2 and 2, 3 are belongs to R, then 1, 3 also belongs to R. Therefore, the given relation is transitive. So correct answer is option A. The given relation is reflexive but not symmetric. A relation is said to be an equivalence relation if it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So correct answer is option D. It possesses all about three properties of reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Let R is a relation in a finite set having n elements. In this question, suppose that let A and B are non-empty sets. Non-empty sets, and the number of element in A is m and number of element in B is n. Then Cartesian product of A and B consists of m multiply n ordered pair and the total number of subset of Cartesian product of A and B is 2 to the power m multiply n. In this question, m and n are equal. Therefore, the correct answer is 2 to the power n multiply n is equals to 2 to the power n square. So correct answer is option B. Next question. RB reflexive relation on finite set A having n elements. It means the number of elements in A is n, and R is a reflexive relation which has m order pair. For the relation to be reflexive, then m is always greater than n or m is also equal to n. Therefore, the correct answer is m is greater than or equal to n. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. In this question, you have to find the maximum number of equivalence relation on set A. First, we find the Cartesian product of A and A is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1 2, 1 3, 2 1, 2 3, and 3 1, and 3 2. Now to find the relation which are equivalence. The first relation which is equivalence is 1 1, 2 2, and 3 3. Second equivalence relation is 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 1 2, and 2 1. Third relation which is equivalence is 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 1 3, and 3 1. Fourth relation which is equivalence is 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 2 3, and 3 2. And fifth relation which is equivalence is the Cartesian product. So total number of relation are 1 2 3 4 and 5. So correct answer is option D. In this question you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. For the given relation to be reflexive, then 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, and 3 comma 3 are belongs to R, but these are not belongs to R. Therefore the given relation is not reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if 1 comma 2 is belongs to R, then 2 comma 1 is also belongs to R, but 2 comma 1 is not belongs to R. Therefore the given relation is not symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if A comma B and B comma C are belongs to R, then A comma C is also belongs to R, then given relation is transitive. In this case the given relation is transitive because R does not have elements of type A comma B and B comma C. Therefore the given relation is transitive. So correct answer is option B. A relation is given in which you have to add an order pair to make its smallest equivalence relation. For the given relation to be reflexive, then 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, and 3 comma 3 are belongs to R. These order pair are belongs to R. Therefore the given relation is reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if 1 comma 3 is belongs to R, then 3 comma 1 is also belongs to R. So you have to add the 3 comma 1 order pair to make the given relation symmetric. To make the given relation transitive, then 1 comma 3, 3 comma 1, and 1 comma 1, and 3 comma 3 should belongs to R to make the given relation transitive. So in this case you have to add only 3 comma 1 to make the relation equivalence. So correct answer is option B. In this question you have to check which of the following is not an equivalence relation. For the equivalence relation, the given relation is should be reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. For reflexive, P comma P, Q comma Q, and R comma R should belongs to R. In option A, P comma P is only belongs to R, Q comma Q and R comma R is not belongs to relation R. Therefore, option A is not equivalence relation. In option B, only Q comma Q is belongs to R. Therefore, the option B is also not equivalence relation. In option C, P comma P, Q comma Q, and R comma R belongs to relation R. Therefore, in option C is reflexive. Now we check the given relation is symmetric or not. For symmetric, if P comma Q is belongs to relation R, then Q comma P also belongs to relation R, but Q comma P is not belongs to relation R. Therefore, option C is also not symmetric, means not equivalence relation. So correct answer is option D, none of these. Let R and S be two non-equivalence relation on a set A. Suppose that R and S be two non-equivalence relation on set A, then the intersection of both relation will give an equivalence relation. So correct answer is option B. In this question, in ninth question, option D should be all of these, because all of ABC are not an equivalence relation. In 10th question, the correct answer is option B. Again, in this question, you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. A relation B shows that A is brother of B. A is brother of B. First, we check the given relation is reflexive or not. For reflexive, if A comma is belongs to R, means A is brother of A, which is incorrect. So given relation is not reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if A comma B is belongs to R, means A is brother of B. If A comma B is belongs to R for symmetric, B comma A also belongs to R. It means B is brother of A, which is incorrect because B is either sister or brother of A. So the given relation is not symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if A comma B and B comma C is belongs to R, it means A is brother of B and B is brother of C. A is brother of B and B is brother of C. So we can also say that A is also brother of C. It means A comma A comma C is also belongs to R. Therefore, the given relation is transitive because A comma B and B comma C are belongs to R and A comma C is also belongs to R. So given relation is transitive but not symmetric. So correct answer is option B. Let R be a relation on the set L of lines defined by L1 is perpendicular to L2. The given relation is L1, L2 is belongs to R, shows that L1 is perpendicular to L2. Now we have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. For the given relation to be reflexive, if L1, L2, if L1, L1 is belongs to R, it means L1 is perpendicular to L1, which is incorrect. Therefore, the given relation is not reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if L1 and L2 are belongs to R, it means L1 is perpendicular to L2. We can also say that L2 is perpendicular to L1. It means L2 and L1 is belongs to relation R. So the given relation is symmetric because L1, L2 is belongs to R and L2, L1 is also belongs to R. Therefore, the given relation is symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if L1, L2 and L2, L3 R belongs to relation R, it means L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 is perpendicular to L3. We cannot we cannot say that L1 is perpendicular to also L3, which is wrong. So in this case L1 and L3 is not belongs to relation R. So given relation is not transitive. So correct answer is option D. The given relation is symmetric only. In this question, A and B are finite set containing m and n elements respectively. The number of relation that can be defined from A to B. The correct answer is option A. I already explained this in question number 4. In this question, you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. Now, we start from option A. If A comma B is belongs to relation R, shows that mod A is equals to mod B. For the relation to be equivalence relation, the given relation should be reflexive, symmetric or transitive. For the given relation to be reflexive, if A comma A is belongs to relation R, means mod A is equals to mod A. Therefore, the given relation is reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if A comma B is belongs to R, shows that mod A is equals to mod B. We can also say that mod B is equals to mod A. This shows that B comma A is also belongs to relation R. If A comma B is belongs to relation R and B comma A is also belongs to relation R, therefore the given relation is symmetric also. For the given relation to be transitive, if A comma B and B comma C are belongs to relation R, means mod A is equals to mod B and mod B is equals to mod C. We can also say that mod A is also equal to mod C. This shows that A comma C is also belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is transitive. So the given relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So the option A is an equivalence relation. So correct answer is option A. In this, the given relation is equivalence relation. It is already mentioned the given relation is equivalence relation. Now you have to find the equivalence class for 1 comma 3. A comma B or C comma D shows that A plus D is equals to B plus C. Now you have to find the A comma B relation for 1 comma 3, equivalence class for 1 comma 3. We can write it as A plus 3 is equals to B plus 1. It means A is equals to the B minus 2, and A and B are belongs to set A. For B is equals to 1, A is equals to minus 1, but A is equal to minus 1 is not belongs to set A. Therefore, we cannot consider this case. If B is equals to 2, then A is equals to 0. A is equal to 0 is not belongs to set A. Therefore, we also not consider this case. If B is equals to 3, then A is equals to 1. A is equal to 1 is belongs to set A. So we can consider this case. If B is equals to 4, then A is equals to 2. A is equal to 2 is also belongs to set A. So the equivalence class are A comma B, where A is equals to 1 and B is equal to 3. In second case, A is equal to 2 and B is equals to 4. So correct answer is option A. In this question, you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. A relation A comma B is belongs to relation R shows that A is congruent to triangle B, where T is the set of all triangles. For the given relation to be reflexive, if A comma A is belongs to relation R, shows that A is congruent to triangle A. which is correct. So the given relation is reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if A comma B is belongs to relation R, shows that A is congruent to B. We can also say that A is congruent to A. B is congruent to A. It means B comma A is also belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is symmetric because A comma B is belongs to relation R and B comma A is also belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if A comma B and B comma C is belongs to relation R, it means A is congruent to B and B is congruent to C. We can also say that A is congruent to C also because A is congruent to B and B is congruent to C. So we can say that A is also congruent to C, which shows that A comma C is belongs to relation R. A comma B and B comma C are belongs to relation R and A comma C is also belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is transitive. So the given relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Therefore, the given relation is an equivalence relation. So correct answer is option C. Again in this question you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. For the given relation to be reflexive, if A comma A and B comma B and C comma C and D comma D belongs to relation R. Now we check the only A comma A. Only A comma A is belongs to relation R. Therefore, only A comma A is belongs to relation R and B comma B, C comma C and D comma D are not belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is not reflexive. The given relation is reflexive if all four ordered pair are belongs to relation R. Now we check the given relation is symmetric or not. If A comma B is belongs to relation R, then B comma A is also belongs to relation R, but B comma A is not belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is not symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if A comma C and C comma D are belongs to relation R, then A comma D is also belongs to relation R, but A comma D is not belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is not transitive. So the given relation is not reflexive, not symmetric, and not transitive. So correct answer is option D, none of these. Again, you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. For the given relation to be reflexive, then A comma A, B comma B, and C comma C, C comma C, and D comma D belongs to relation R, but only A comma is belongs to relation R, B comma B, C comma C, and D comma D are not belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is not reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if A comma B is belongs to relation R, then B comma A is also belongs to relation R. So the given relation is symmetric. For the given relation to be transitive, if A comma B and B comma A is belongs to relation R, then A comma A is belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is transitive. So correct answer is option A. The given relation is symmetric and transitive only. In this question, you have to check which of the following relation is correct. Relation x comma y is belongs to relation R if y is equals to 3x. In option ABC, 3 comma 1 is present in all three options. Now we check the 3 comma 1 is belongs to relation R or not. 3 comma 1 is belongs to relation R only when 1 is equals to 3 multiply 3. In this case, 1 is not equal to 9. Therefore, 3 comma 1 is not belongs to relation R. So option A, B and C are not correct. So correct answer is option D, none of these. In this question, you have to find the range of relation R. Relation R is x comma y is belongs to relation R shows that x is equals to, oh, sorry, x plus 2y is equals to 8, and y is equals to 8 minus x upon 2. The range of relation R is for x and y should belongs to natural number, and shows that natural number, suppose x is equal to 1, then value of y is 7 by 2. It means y is 7 by 2 is not belongs to natural number. So in this case we take x as even number only, because if we take x as even number, then y we get only natural number. Suppose we take x is equal to 2, then y is equals to 3. If x is equals to 4, then y is equals to 2. If x is equals to 6, then y is equals to 1. So the range of the given relation is only the range of y, only 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So correct answer is option A. In this question, you have to make a relation which containing 1, 2, and 2, 3, and the relation is only reflexive and symmetric but not transitive. Okay, for to make the relation reflexive, then 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, and 3 comma 3 should belongs to relation R for the given relation to be reflexive. To make the relation symmetric, if 1 comma 2 is belongs to relation R, then 2 comma 1 is also belongs to relation R. If 1 comma 3 is belongs to relation R, then 3 comma 1 is also belongs to relation R. To make the relation symmetric, the relation symmetric. So the relation is which is only reflexive and symmetric is 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 1 2, 2 1, 1 3, and 3 1. This is the only one relation which is reflexive and symmetric but not transitive. So correct answer is option A, only one relation. A relation is given, and in this question you have to check the given relation is equivalent, symmetric, transitive, or anti-symmetric. Suppose that the given relation is A comma B is belongs to relation R, shows that 1 plus AB is greater than 0. For the given relation to be reflexive, then A comma A is belongs to relation R. It means 1 plus A multiply A means A square is greater than 0. In next step, A square is greater than minus 1. A square of any number cannot be negative, is always greater than 0. So the given relation is not reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if A comma B is belongs to relation R, it means 1 plus AB is greater than 0. We can also say that 1 plus BA is greater than 0. It means B comma A is also belongs to relation R. Therefore, the given relation is symmetric because A comma B and B comma A is belongs to relation R. For the given relation to be transitive, if A comma B is belongs to relation R, it means 1 plus AB is greater than 0, and B comma C is belongs to relation R. It means 1 plus BC is greater than 0. We cannot conclude that A comma C is belongs to relation R. We cannot write it as 1 plus AC is greater than 0. Therefore, the given relation is not transitive. So correct answer is option C. The given relation is symmetric. Again in this question, you have to check the given relation is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive, or antisymmetric. A relation is given in which x comma y is belongs to relation R, shows that x square plus y square is equals to 1. For the given relation to be reflexive, then x comma x is belongs to relation R. It means x square plus x square is equals to 1, then x square is equals to 1. The final value of x is 1 by square root of 2. But in this case, x and y are belongs to relation R. This is only valid for 1 by root 2. So the given relation is not reflexive because it is not valid for all real number. Not reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if x comma y is belongs to relation R, it means x square plus y square is equals to 1. We can also write it as xy square plus x square is equals to 1. We can write it as y comma x is belongs to relation R. So the given relation is symmetric because x comma y is belongs to relation R and y comma x is belongs to relation R. So given relation is symmetric. So we can get answer B. For the given relation to be reflexive, symmetric and transitive, again in this question, if a comma b is belongs to relation R, shows that b is divisible by a. The given relation to be reflexive, if a comma a is belongs to relation R, a is divisible by, which is correct because same number is divisible by same number. So the given relation is reflexive. For the given relation to be symmetric, if a comma b is belongs to relation R, shows that a is divisible by b. Sorry, b is divisible by a. If b comma a is also belongs to relation R, then the given relation is symmetric. It means a is divisible by b. This is wrong because if b is divisible by a, then a is not divisible by b. So the given relation is not symmetric, is not belongs to relation R. So the given relation is not symmetric. So correct answer is reflexive but not symmetric. In this question, you have to check the minimum order pair when we add to given relation to make it at equivalence relation. For the to make the given relation to be reflexive, then 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2 and 3 comma 3 should belongs to relation R to make the relation reflexive. To make the relation symmetric, if 1 comma 2 is belongs to relation R, then 2 comma 1 is also belongs to R. If 2 comma 3 is belongs to relation R, then 3 comma 2 is also belongs to relation R. Then the relation will become symmetric. For transitive, if 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1, 1 comma 1 is belongs to relation R, then given relation is transitive. And if 3 comma 2 and 2 comma 3, 3 comma 3, then given relation is also transitive. So to make the relation to be transitive, then you have to only 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 1, because if 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 2, 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 2, sorry, and 3 comma 2 is also belongs to relation R, and then 1 comma 3 1 comma 2 is also belongs to relation R, then relation will become transitive. If 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 2 is belongs to relation R, then 1 comma 2 is also belongs to relation R. So you have to add only 1 3 and 3 1 to make the relation transitive. So the relation is, now write it here, R is equals to the 1 1 2 2 3 3. The given order pair is 1 2 2 3, and you have to add 2 1 3 2 to make the relation, and you have to 1 3 and 3 1 also to make the relation transitive. 1 3 and 3 1. So how many order pair are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Total 9 order pair are there in the relation, and 2 ordered pair are already present in the given relation. So it means 9 minus 2 is 7. Total 7 ordered pair we are adding to make the relation equivalence. These are the order pair which we are add in the given relation. So correct answer is option C. In this, the given relation is equivalence relation. You have to find the equivalence class for 2. Okay, if A comma B is belongs to relation R, shows that mod A minus B is a multiple of 7. You have to find the equivalence class for 2 means A comma 2 is belongs to relation R. We can say is that A minus 2 mod is multiple of 7, and A and B are belongs to the range 0 to 15. You can say that A minus 2 is equals to the 0, 7, 14. Then the value of A is 2, 9 and 16. But 16 is not belongs to the given set A. So we take value only 2 and 9. So A is belongs to 2 and 9. So correct answer is 2 and 9. This is the equivalence class for 2. In this question, you have to check the which order pair is belongs to the given relation. The relation is A comma B is belongs to relation R, shows that A is equals to the B minus 2 and B is always greater than 6. We can write it as B minus A is equals to 2. B is greater than 6 means by checking option we can easily eliminate option A, because B option is, 4 is not greater than 6, and B minus A is 2. By checking option 8 minus 3 is 5. So B option we can also eliminate. 8 minus 6 is 2. It means the correct answer is option C. And this B minus A is equals to minus 1. So we can easily eliminate option D. So correct answer is option C. In this question, you have to find the domain of the function. Domain of the given function fx is equals to square root of x square minus 3x plus 2. After factorization, it will become x minus 2, x minus 1. The term which is inside the square root cannot be negative. So we can write it as x minus 2 and x minus 1 is always greater than 0. So for finding the domain, x minus 2 and x minus 1 is always greater than 0 or equal to 0. So in this case we have two cases. In first case, x minus 2 is greater than 0 and x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. It means both are positive. So we find easily x is greater than or equal to 2, x is greater than or equal to 1. In second case, if both are negative, x minus 2 is less than or equal to 0 and x minus 1 is less than or equal to 0. Means x is less than or equal to 2 and x is less than or equal to 1. We get x is greater than 2 means 2 comma infinity. Here is the open bracket. After combining these two terms we get 2 comma infinity. After combining these two we get open bracket minus infinity to 2. Sorry, 1. So the final answer is union of these two terms. So the correct answer is option B, minus infinity comma 1 and 2 comma infinity. A and B are two finite set having M and N element. The total number of mapping from A to B is. Now in this question we have number of elements in A is M and number of elements in B is N. In this question we have total M spaces. We solve this question just like as in permutation and combination. And we have total N elements. For every space we have total N number of A's. After multiplying these terms we get N and the total space are M, N to the power M. So correct answer is option D. The total number of mapping from A to B is N to the power M. In this question you have to find the total number of injective mapping from a set with M elements to a set with N element. In this case M is less than or equal to N. We have only same M spaces available, and for first element we have N elements, for second we have N minus 1, and for third N minus 2, and for last N minus M minus 1. After multiplying all these terms we get N factorial upon N minus M factorial. So correct answer is option C. N factorial upon N minus M factorial is the total number of injective mappings. In this question, total number of injective mapping from a finite set having M elements to a finite set and N elements. In this case, M is greater than N. So the total number of injective mapping in this case is 0, because we cannot assign the image to each element of A. So the correct answer is none of these. The reason is M is greater than N, due to which we cannot assign an image to each element of A. Suppose that set A has M element and set B has N elements. Here we given two sets A and B, and you find the number of functions from A to B. The total number of functions are, here is the number of element is 3 and the number of elements in A is n. Then the total number of functions from A to B is 3 to the power n, is same as question number 29. So correct answer is option C. In this question, you have to find the range of the function. For the function fx is equals to x square minus 4x plus 5. We can write it as the function x minus 2 whole square plus 1 whole square plus 1. Square of any function is always greater than or equal to 0, because this term cannot be negative. After adding both side 1, we get x square plus 1 is greater than or equal to 1. So the range of the given function is always greater than or equal to 0. We can say is that 1 comma infinity with close bracket. So correct answer is option B. In this question, you have to find the range of the function fx is equals to 1 upon 2 minus cos x. As we all know, the range of the function cos x is minus 1 to 1. Take minus sign both side. Because of minus sign, the arrow will change. Now add to both side. After adding to both side, get 2 minus cos x is greater than or equal to 1. Now reciprocal both side, we get, because of reciprocal, the arrow will change. Equal to 1 1. So correct answer is 1 by 3 comma 1. Option A is right answer. In this question, A and B are two set in which the number of element in A is 5 and number of element in B is 6. You have to find the number of 1 1 and onto mapping from A to B. Basically, number of 1 1 and onto mapping is only possible if number of elements in A is equals to number of elements in B. In this case, number of elements in A is not equal to number of elements in B. Therefore, mapping is not possible in this case. So correct answer is C, zero mapping. 0. In this question, if the function is R to A, given that fx is its surjection, then A is. Basically, fx is equals to x square upon x square plus 1. Suppose that fx is equals to y and y is equals to x square upon x square plus 1. Now the value of y is square root of y upon 1 minus y. X is equals to the square root of y upon 1 minus y. The term which is inside the square root is cannot be negative, is always greater than or equal to 0. In this case, the y is cannot be equal to 1. So the y is always greater than 0 and not equal to 1. So the range of y is 0 to 1. 0 is, here is close bracket. So correct answer is option D. In this question, the number of element in A is 3 and number of element in B is 4. This question is same as question number 30. Concept I already explained. Use the same formula. 4 minus 3 factorial is equals to 24. So correct answer is option C. You have to check the which of the following is function or which of the following is function or not. In this question, in this option B, the image of 3 is not present. So option B is not correct. This function is known as many to one function. And in this case, this is not a function because the image of one element is same 2 and 3. The image of same element cannot have two images. So this is not a function. So correct answer is option C. Same in this question. The image of three element has two different images, which is not possible. So this is not a function. So correct answer is option C. In this question, you have to check the given function is injection, surjection or bijection. Injection, surjection, bijection means the given function is 1 1 onto or both. Fx is equals to x cube plus 3. For the given relation to be 1 1 means injection fx1 is equals to x1 cube plus 3 and x2 is equals to x2 cube plus 3, and we already suppose that x1 comma x2 is belongs to relation R. If x1 is equals to fx2, x1 cube plus 3 is equals to x1 cube x2 cube plus 3. Therefore x1 is equals to x2. So the given relation is 1 1 means injection, or the given relation to be surjection means onto fx is equals to cube plus 3. Let us suppose it at y, then x is equals to cube root of y minus 3, then f cube root of y minus 3 is equals to cube root of y minus 3 plus 3 is the cube also, then we get y. So the given relation is surjective also. The function which is injective and surjective also is known as bijective function. So correct answer is option A. Now have to check the given relation is injective, surjective or bijective. Now we draw the mapping. Here is A and B, X, Y, Z, and here is U, V, W. For X, we have the image U, and for Y, image is V, and for Z, image is W. So by mapping, we can easily say that the given function is 1 1. We can easily say that the given function is 1 1 and onto. So the given function is bijective function. So correct answer is option C. Again in this question you have to check the given function is 1 1 or onto. For the given function to be 1 1, then every element has the one image, means for domain and range every element has a one image. So for fx is equals to log at fe is equals to, basically we can easily solve by differentiation also. Can do this question by differentiation easily. Let us take differentiation f dash x. The differentiation of this term is log x multiply, again the differentiation of this term is log x, and log x differentiation is 1 upon x. This term is always greater than 0, means f dash x is greater than 0. It means the function is strictly increasing. So we can easily say that the function is 1 1. For the function to be onto log x is greater than 1 for x belongs to e to infinity, and for log x function is always greater than 0, and if we take again log, then log x is belongs to minus infinity to plus infinity for all x belongs to e to infinity. So the given function is 1 1 and onto. Correct answer is option C. Option D is also correct because the range of the function is equal to its domain. You have to find the number of surjection from A to B. In the same as its 29th question, I already explained the formula. You have to total number of function is 2 to the power n, and you have to subtract the cases only for to make the function surjective. We have only two cases. Okay, I can draw easily. You can check it. A, B, 1, 2 up to n. Case 1 is when every element has an image of A. Second case in which the every element has the image of with B. We have only two cases we have to separate in this. So correct answer is option C. The total surjective functions are 2 to the power n minus 2. Again, you have to check the given function is 1 1 or onto. The given function is fx is equals to x minus m upon x minus n. For the given function to be 1 1, let us check for x1 comma x2. This belongs to relation R. For fx1 is equals to x1 minus m, fx2 is equals to x2 minus m upon x2 minus n. Here x1 minus m. For fx1 is equals to x2. After solving this, we get x1 is equals to x2. So we can see that the given function is 1 1. For the given function to be onto, let us take fx is equals to y. X minus m upon x minus n is equals to y. Now cross multiplying this term, we get yx minus ny, and here we get x 1 minus y is equals to m minus ny. X is equals to m minus ny upon 1 minus y. Here y cannot equal to 1. So the given function is not onto, because the function is not defined at y is equals to 1. So the given function is 1 1 and into. So correct answer is option B. Which of the following function from z into z are bijection? Okay, by checking option we can easily get the answer. X cube function. X cube function are not bijective functions because of power fx we cannot set the given function is bijective. uh, and for second part and same as option D, fx is equals to x square plus 1 is also not bijective function. These two functions are not bijective functions. And now we have to check the option B and option C. For option C, let us take option C. Fx is equals to 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1, basically if we take x1 is equals to x2, then this function is 1 1. This function is 1 1, but this function is not onto. This function is not onto. So the given function is option C is not right answer. Let us take option B. Fx is equals to x plus 2. X plus 2, this function is 1 1, because if we take x1 is equals to fx2, then we can easily get x1 is equals to x2. So the given function is 1 1, and given function is also onto, because if we take fx is equals to x plus 2, then the domain of every element get each image, so the given function is 1 1, but the range, in this case the range is equals to the codomain, because fx is equals to x plus 2, the range is equals to the codomain, therefore the given function is 1 1 and onto. So correct answer is option B, x plus 2. In this question, again you have to check the given function is 1 1 onto. In this question, fx is equals to 1 upon x, and x belongs to all real number. Real number also include 0, but the function is not defined at x is equal to 0. So we can get with option D. F is not defined because the function is not defined at x is equal to 0. In this question, again you have to check the given function is 1 1 or onto. Fx is equals to x to the power 4 with r to r. In this case, at x is equals to minus 1, we get 1, and for x is equal to 1 also get 1. It means for f minus 1 and 1 we get same value. So the given function is not 1 1. Given function is not 1 1. For onto, now we check the onto. Now let us draw the mapping for onto r to r. Here we get 1 2 3 4. For 1 the image is 1. If we draw the again, here is 16. For 2 the image is 16, but the image of 2 3 4 element are not defined. So in this case the range is subset of codomain. It means the function is not onto. So the function is not 1 1 and not onto. The function is not onto, not on 1, neither 1 1 nor onto. So correct answer is not onto. Option D. Find the value f minus 1. For the value of x minus 1, you have to choose the function this, because x less than 1 is minus 3, and for x2 you have to choose the function x square because x lies in the range of 1 3. So at x is equal to the value of f2 is 4. For fx is equal to 4 is you choose the function f is equal to 2x because x is greater than 3. To 4 to the 8. Now adding all three terms we get 9. Correct answer is option D. In this question you have to check which of the following are function. By checking option A, if y square is equals to x and the x and y are belongs to the real number, it means for negative value of x, for negative value of x the image is not defined because y square is always positive and x can be negative because x belongs to the real number. For the negative value of x, image is not defined. So option A is not a function. Now let's move to the option B. If y is equals to mod x, in this case, if x is positive or negative, the image of every number is defined. The image of every number is defined. Therefore, option B is a function. So correct answer is option B. You have to check the given function is injective, surjective or bijective. Now I draw the mapping of this question. A and B. In A, the elements are 1, 2 and 3. Here is 4, 5, 6, 7. The image of element 1 is 4 and 2 is 5 and 3 is 6. Here the given function is 1 1. 1 1 is also known as injective function. So correct answer is option B. You have to find the number of bijective functions from set A to itself when A contain 106 elements. Means number of elements in A is 106. You have to find the number of bijective functions. Number of bijective functions are, here's the formula for if n number of element in set A is m, the number of bijective functions from set A to set A is m factorial. This question is similar to question number 30. So correct answer is option C. I hope you like my video. Thank you for watching my video.